Hey, what's up, everybody? Today, we're going to talk about what to do and what not to do right now. There's an unprecedented amount of entrepreneurs right now that are digging into creation, but the challenge is they're having a hard time figuring out what rabbit to chase.
Hey guys, you know the drill. If you're loving the content and you want more videos like this, then you got to subscribe to my channel. Click that subscribe button below and hit the notifications, because I'm going to give you all the content that you could ever dream of for building a 7 or 8 figure coaching business.
Yeah. Hey, it's good to see everybody today. And this has literally been heavy on my heart, and I wanted to start a discussion with you around it. If you're here with me right now, just go on into the chat and say hi, so we can really talk through this stuff together. I'm going to share this at the same time over onto a couple other channels. Or if you're here with me, you can do that for me. You can share this onto Facebook and Instagram. Go into the chat and let me know that you're here, because I want to dig into this subject. And I want to see if I can share it over here right now. I think it's going to start like a crazy. Oh, check that out. Hey, how are you? I'm just messing around with a whole bunch of things here now at the same time, just to see how this stuff works. I love the way this feels. Come join me live on YouTube. Oh. Cool. Let's dig into it. You know what caused me to jump into this conversation with you this morning is really simple. I was doing the typical scroll like most people do on the morning time. I like to get onto social media really early, like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Hey, Susan, good to see you. And just see what's happening. And I've noticed, as you guys have, that there's more people than ever that are literally taking to the social media airwaves and creating content. It's just happening at pandemic proportions, if you will. But here's what else I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of people that are going in multiple directions at the same time. So yes, this is the perfect time for you to get involved in creating content for yourself. There's no doubt about it. You're stuck at home. You're stuck in front of your computer. It's a great time to do it. But if I could humbly give you one piece of advice, that would be to find one horse and ride it. Find one horse and ride it. Look, I love multiple streams of income. I make money from about 7 different income streams today that are hitting. In fact, I was having a conversation with my wife yesterday. I got a deposit into my bank account for about $3,000, and I didn't know where it came from, because when it first comes into the bank account, it says internet deposit. It's about 24 hours before it actually says who it's from. And I love that lifestyle. And I've built these very successful online income streams. But what's really interesting about how I built them is I did it intentionally by focusing on one thing at one time. One thing at one time. So I'll build a new income stream. I'll get it growing like crazy. And then I'll divert some of my attention to the next thing. But I constantly keep adding value in that income stream, because I don't want anything I build to go backwards. And what's happening right now, because of this crazy pandemic, maybe you've seen this already. Let me know your thoughts if you're experiencing this or you're seeing it yourself. Is there's a lot of people right now that are getting into this whole space around content creation, and they're literally I can see that they're going off in several directions at the same time, and it's painful, and it's going to end up hurting. So how do you figure out where to go all in? Because that's the reality. You really need to, like, the secret strategy to doing all this stuff is going all in on one thing at a time. So the question a lot of entrepreneurs are having, let me know if this is you, if you're having this challenge. The question that a lot of entrepreneurs are having is, how do I know what to go all in with? How do I know what to go all in with? There's lots of ways you can determine that. First, what's your expertise? What are you really the best at? What's your core business? If your core business is not stable, that's the thing you need to go all in with. If your core business has been brought to a complete standstill, like if you're in the events space or the tourism space or travel of any sort, well, you can't be all in on your business right now. There's nothing you can do about it. It's at a standstill. So then what is the thing that you can go all in with then? This is like the real question. It's not about to go in, to all in or not go all in, because that's obvious. You should. But how do you figure out, like, what do you go all in with? And I think that it's going to come down, and this is like all off the cuff right now, but I think it's going to come down to a couple things. First, it's your environment. Your environment will have bearing on, or almost dictate sometimes, what you go all in with. Because there's a lot of things you just can't right now. The events business is obviously struggling. We have an event series that my partners Ryan, Cynthia, and I do called Easier Life Mastery. And we've got big names speaking at these events like Tony Robbins, and Gary Vee, and Kevin Harrington, and others. There's nothing we can do about that right now. We've got a Calgary event we've pushed off till November. Our Toronto event featuring Gary Vee we've pushed off till next May. It's just the reality. So your environment is really going to have a big factor in what you go all in with. It just will. The second thing is, right now, timing is of the essence. Like right now, I hate to say this, but the faster you can get something to market and you can really push on that thing, the better, because of what's happening. And so if you want to get something to market really fast, if it's somehow tied to your expertise, to a skill set you already have, a knowledge you already have, then it's going to be easier for you to monetize, to get to market. The biggest thing is, so at the end of the day, whatever you're doing, you create something, you're a creator, you package it, and then you market it and promote it so that it leads to some type of outcome, desired outcome, a sign up for a webinar, a sale of some sort. And you've really got to figure out what is the right thing for you to focus on. Where the most bearing is, where you're going to either promote yourself or expose yourself, is that social media interaction, right? Because you're going to use social media in one way or another to promote that thing. It's either going to be paid social media, it's going to be organic. And if you're out there promoting multiple things at the same time, it's going to confuse your audience, and the confused mind takes no action. So it's very important to go all in. I'll give you an example, a real example. In my business, I've got a couple different platforms that I focus on a lot. One is a webinar that I do on Thursdays, and a community where I'm teaching people how to build online courses. And I'm passionate about it. I'm an expert in it. I've been doing it for years. I've helped hundreds of people to do it. I've also got a platform where I teach people affiliate marketing. It's related because the people that come into the affiliate marketing program get to promote the online course Made Easy platform and other things, and they can make money in a revenue share, the whole 9 yards. But where this whole idea of me talking to you about going all in came from was my own business. I looked at these two things and I thought, right now it's better for me to go all in on what's working the best, what can help the most, what's most in demand right now, and really scale it fast so that I can then have a better product for the other thing. So I literally decided to pause doing the webinar around the affiliate marketing platform right now. Got hundreds and hundreds of affiliates in the program, and they're all great people, and we're helping them. We can continue to help them inside the community. I'm just not going to be promoting it because I want to go all in. And because of that, watch what happens with the 30-day course builder program over the next 60 to 90 days. It's going to start scaling like crazy. And that's what will happen to you if you really figure out what is the biggest thing that you can promote that will do well for you, and go all in on that thing, and you'll see a radical difference. Anyway, hope this little chat helped. Good luck with everything. If you've got anything at all that you're focusing on right now, that is your one thing, put a link in the chat. Let everybody else see what it is. Maybe this will help you. See you soon.